Our dream tier brings to light those that have heard the call and answered. We thank you. Business Company Network, Drippy Bird, Winona Riders, E4 Mafia, G Rider, Mason, Holden McMurphy. These legends bring you the Palace.
And we are back.
Tis time.
Tis time. It's Qatar times.
Qatar time, airlines. We're on first class cabin tonight.
It's like, hiya.
It's gonna be a 14-hour flight. What?
Yeah, you get hit with a katana. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you found yourself at the Foundry, the Palace right here, or sometimes people call it the. I've heard it referred to as the.
Hasn't it been documented somewhere?
Sometimes people call it the.
Yeah, that's the funniest shit I've ever come across.
And that's I don't know the proper speech application for it, but, and I actually don't know it, maybe someone can answer it, I have no idea, but whether to use the or the.
Oh, yeah.
Those
I
are
wouldn't know.
two different things.
I think you have to be English or American.
I guess you could call that advanced English these days.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like that would be something an English person would say.
Yeah.
Rather than an American like myself.
You found yourself at the.
What is your favorite podcast?
My favorite. I like the. Well, hey, it's the for some people, it's the for others.
I just think it's funny. Someone comes across that and it's like, what is that? It's my favorite podcast. And it's...
What is it?
The?
That's nice.
I do have an answer. So the is used for emphasis or in poetic archaic English, while the, pronounced the, before consonants. So the before vowels and often the in casual speech.
The before vowels and often the in casual speech. Okay, I have another one for you. What about a or a? A ball or a ball?
That's tough. And I mean, of course, I would use a lot, which I'm sure you're not supposed to all the time, but I would definitely say a ball.
Yeah, I actually...
A ball.
I actually don't know. I fumbled that. I did that a little bit.
No, but I mean, yeah, also you don't know the answer to it.
I'm actually not sure.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. Did you ever go on a vacation?
I've gone on a vacation.
It's winter. I think it's a vacation time, or at least people tend to go on vacations. Now the question is do you go to somewhere hot? Do you go to somewhere cold?
Yeah.
What's your preference, Charlie?
My preference depends on whether it's an historical fact that we've been on vacations together.
Yeah. Well, it is a historical fact that we have, and we've gone both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, we've gone both, and we're lucky. We are lucky to have had fun on vacations together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, you're grateful.
Yes.
And I am too. And there's a big difference between when we used to go on vacations when we were young and we were single, or with girlfriends when we were young.
Yeah.
Compared to now, and I'm curious.
Boyfriends.
I have to ask you, if you didn't have the boyfriends you have,
Yep.
would you still want to go? Would you want to go on the type of vacations we used to? Do you switch it up now that you have like boyfriends and kids with other guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on that. Thanks. Yeah, I say I'm not exactly well traveled, but I'm more traveled than most.
Right.
These days, when I think of a vacation, my favorite is still the winter cabin. Excuse me. I still prefer that. I just inherently I like that. I don't know. I mean, we could get into it, of course, but now in this day and age, and having a family and all that, I am more apt to consider. I'm more drawn to cultural vacations in that I'm ready for, let's say, Japan. When I did London, did the Middle East, did Kuwait, did Turkey, did a bunch of.
You've done Ireland.
Yeah, done Ireland. Yeah. You remember Ireland and a few other places that it's very when it comes to vacation. Now that sort of travel is also work. Vacation,
Exactly.
Domestic is also work too. So there it is. They're both work.
But it definitely is different. So the mindset back in the day, given no kids, no wife, we were looking to
go on a cruise.
We were looking to relax and party, I guess
You
you
go
could
on
say.
a Carnival cruise.
Yeah, you cruise or you just try to hit some island, whatever. But nowadays, it's kind of funny. You have kids and you probably are thinking the cultural thing, and you wanna show your family real experiences, not just dad being kind of cocked on a beach.
Hopefully, there's a recreation of Nazi Germany in South Korea.
That's what you want to see?
Maybe. That's what I would bring him to. I
know what you mean, but
I'm not
still.
joking.
No, I'm not saying you are. So, like, we saw Ireland. Now, we saw both sides of Ireland. We would probably not want to take our family to, let's say, the heart.
Ireland, bro.
But we would like to go nice and west, if anything.
Yes, West was incredible. Galloway was really, 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 really. Well, you remember.
What's your take? How important is it that you go with your family and you do these things? Is there a separation where you actually still have some need to want to go with just the guys?
Yeah. Well, I feel that it's, I don't know what kind of a pill it is, but because of the essential necessity of foreign travel, especially as an American. And there are plenty of states that are very different. Like New England, New England is its own place. You know, in the United States, there are many countries, you could say, many regions. But I would say the cultural value you get and the life, not practice, because man is not meant to prepare to live, man is meant to live. So it's not practice, but whatever, if you want to call it practice. But the life experience of foreign travel and dealing with all of the things that come up with that is with your boys and with your family separately. Or if you can combine them, if you could be so lucky to do that.
Yeah.
If you're that good, if you're a superhero, and there could be a good name for someone that is good at that. We could figure it out. But that, I would argue that both are essential. Both are a necessity. To have those experiences with your family is essential to go there. But I mean, not even a but. That's not even the right thing. That's a given. You go on, you do vacations or not. With
it's
your
an
family.
and.
There's an and, maybe an ampersand. I think you would say, or maybe an interrobang. Nick, could you please look up an interrobang?
The international bang?
Well, I have the answer to A up on the screen in case you want that first.
Oh no! But was there like some sort of weird retarded cap?
Well, more or less. So, is there a need for the separation where you want to see this with dudes?
Yeah. So I was just going to forget we were talking about. Sorry. I would say there's an and, because you can have the family vacations, and I would say the cultural and the travel ones are good. But if you do not have the boys only, we will call it just the boys only, just for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have a sacred time and a sacred space, especially for an extended time of decompression. And look, we're not masters of getting a week, just you and the boys.
No.
I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not trying to put out the airs if I do that every year.
Who the hell's going to say that's easy?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, but I would still argue it's a necessity. It's just you have to be smart to get those things done. But you could say it's equally important. It's
Yeah.
that you get it with the boys, because if a man doesn't hang out with other men in a sacred space where there aren't any women, then a man tends to degenerate into a woman themselves.
All right, so this will bring us to a whole nother thing, and I agree with everything you said, and that's why we bring it up. But
That's just normal.
so let's take let's take a trip back into history, and maybe even other places you've been.
Yeah.
But there is a distinct line where people in different countries, still cultures, and our own history,
Yeah.
where there is a definitive line where there's separation from men and women.
Yep.
And there probably was a damn good reason for it for a long time. Still exists in certain places, but
At the Friends Meeting House, it does.
so across the street from us there's a Friends Meeting House, 1773, we'll say, but that thing's divided right up.
Yeah.
So there is a men and there's a women's side.
Yeah, they don't mix.
So they didn't even do church together back then.
So nice.
What could be the reason? What's like your theory?
Well, my theory is that men and women don't exactly mix.
Or they're just not the same?
They're not the same. That's definitely a better way to put
Because
it.
they do mix in certain
Well,
regards.
they mix in the way that heat and
and exhaustion.
exhaustion and proximity and friction mix.
Oh yeah.
That's like oil and water still, though.
It's oil and yeah, but it can make a pretty damn good sandwich.
Yeah, it makes a damn good creamy Italian.
Yeah, cream and Italian never mixes, but it does.
It
make
does
a
when it
damn
comes
good
to men
sandwich.
and women. Yeah, it makes a damn good one. But yeah, they mix in those ways. There's a sort of a unification of the body in that way. But yes, but in terms of there's a lot of social elements, a lot of social and physiological, of course, and a lot of mental and emotional elements that in all of those departments, men and women are generally polar opposites.
So what we're rotating around everything, this idea. So this is what we're thinking. So it's very important that we all mix at points, but there's like an underlying thing of this. Why would they separate for so many centuries? It still exists.
Yeah.
Maybe men need to get work done separately from them, and even like praying might be work.
Yep.
And we'll say that anyway. So maybe the church exists that way. But either way, there's a definitive line where they need to be separated at times.
They did this in New England,
And
early New England.
And they still do it in certain places. But
Oh, you know, I just learned. I thought it was a blanket Middle Eastern kind of thing. It's Kuwait only.
oh, it is. Okay,
you
so you've
imagine
seen
that?
this firsthand.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Duwania. It's Kuwait only, where the houses are big in Kuwait.
Yep.
And people can say what they want, and I've also said what I wanted to before I understood the Middle East, the culture, and I've been there, spent much time there, all through a bunch of different places. But they have a superior culture of family tradition and of the values of the masculine and the feminine values. And when it comes to at least Friday night, for hours and hours, the men have a place to go where it's men only.
Right.
The women, right down the hall, family sees each other, but that's it. It's completely separated.
Yep.
Everyone prays. I've been there on multiple occasions. Everyone talks. Everyone eats. Everyone drinks tea. Everyone prays. I've been there for festivals for various occasions I really love this stuff. And one thing I hate religion, but I do love religion at the same time. It's just I was raised Roman Catholic like you
Right.
were, so I have a hatred for religion. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, especially when you see like a completely different.
An actual valuable one. Did they teach us? Well, I'm not here to sit here. My job is not. I don't get paid to sit here and criticize the Catholic Church, and they did instill lots of good values in us.
Yeah.
I'll speak.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's a lot of stuff. At least with the differences, there are no schools at all that I've been to in my whole life that ever delineated the differences between men and women.
Yeah. See, that's exactly right, and that's what this is what we're trying to get at. All right, and I bring back. So I started this, and we started this together with vacations.
Yep.
Okay, so what's frowned upon? honey, I want to go away with the boys.
What?
No, it makes sense. This has always been this way.
What are you fucking gay?
No. Listen, not only are we going to go on vacation with just the guys, but this is a good idea. We're going to also talk business. Now, you're not really aware of this, but
I don't believe that you're doing business at all. That you can't convince me. But what wasn't I aware of?
you're not aware of this, but back in the day, business was always left to the men, and they got things done because they didn't have someone chirping in their ear. So even though I'm going on vacation with just the guys, believe me, I'm going to get a lot out of that. We're going to discuss ideas. We're going to be creative. It's going to be prosperous. It's a prosperous idea if I can ever separate myself. So even though it's frowned upon by everybody under the globe, I guess, that I'm going to go away with these boys, there is something to say that there's this definitive line that's lasted forever. And maybe it is important that guys get away.
You've seen it in your lifetime eroded, even before your lifetime.
Yep.
But to allow them to get away.
So that's
Actually, you have examples of like your in-laws, for example, that would do yearly trips with just the guys.
all right. Let's
There you
take
go.
golf trips.
Yes.
Let's just think about the idea of guys getting away and playing golf.
And that's everywhere in the U.S.
That does happen. That's still, and I mean, there's a
Golf
million
trips.
memes and videos of how the woman reacts to a guy going away for even a fucking hour with their boys.
Just for golf.
That's why I'm saying it's frowned upon. It's literally
It's-
in your
Yeah,
face
it's
that
socially
you should.
not acceptable.
It's not acceptable. You should not be able to do that anymore.
No.
You know someone that does that all the time? Green beans.
Green Beans is a good dude.
I could probably call him.
Oh, I thought you meant the vegetable. I was Nick freaking out. Oh,
No.
okay, that's good.
Imagine him freaking out and coming out of that vegetable.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Green Beans does that.
Yeah. But it was separated. It's a Kuwait only thing, and I love it. But you're right. It's the thing is we're arguing for something that is already a God-given, inalienable. I don't even know the words anymore. I'm getting that old. Right that men have for sacred spaces and time with other men and time with mentors that can help them have more agency and wisdom in shaping their life.
So just think, if it worked for centuries and there was a purpose to it and it was accepted.
Let's say 1 trillion years.
Let's say 1 trillion years, it worked, it was accepted. There was a purpose to it.
Envy is an envy of the galaxy.
There was a purpose to
There's
this.
a purpose to it.
Now, programming has taken this away, and I don't know how many generations. Charles would have a damn good mathematical
It only
explanation
takes
for
2 to
this.
3 generations
Three.
to destroy some.
3 generations have
civilization.
made it so these women say you can't go away with the boys anymore because
Sexual
you're
freedom and
gay.
promiscuity.
Because you're gay.
Yeah. There's a reason why some people put bags on heads. There's a damn good reason. But that's a hard ticket to argue. But in regards to the differences, we're not arguing the merit in the lower class nature of anyone. It's not even that. It's that there's strength in one's own. There's strength in one's own.
Yep.
And when you dilute it, there's a lot of things in our lifetime, even our father's lifetime, even his father's lifetime, that have been diluted in this world. There's demographics. There's of course sex also. Women they've diluted the workplace, and what's that done to wages? What's it done? I blame the government.
Right.
You know how I am.
But there's a
whatever you call
million
that.
negatives to what you're saying.
A million negatives, and they're susceptible to the programming and all this stuff, and the children. I get it. But they've been used as they've been turned into a military grade, industrially applied military weapon.
Let me say this.
I'm just gonna say it. Whatever.
Let me say this. A woman that has taken consideration in picking her mate. So this is her husband. I'm going to say that same mate you have faith in. Mm-hmm. He's going away with guys. I swear to God, men, I'm not going to say, maybe women are capable of this.
Different
Who knows?
brains.
Either way, if I go away with you, it is not to just forget about life and do nothing.
Yeah.
We're going away with a purpose, and I swear to God, if you pick up the pieces of your life, there's a couple puzzle pieces that exist on a vacation where I meet up with you and something spawned up ideas. Who gives a shit? Either way, it's a positive
We've done
thing.
it before. We've
Right.
fleshed out things many times on trips.
You
Many
flesh out
times
things.
throughout the
In other words, business is in the back of your head when you're a man all times.
at all times. Different brains.
And if you collaborate with other guys on vacation, there is a purpose to it, and it's not just forgetting about your family.
It's not just guys bitching and moaning about their life or whatever. No, it's not that. And the sitcoms, the situational comedies, all since the 30s, will always dilute that idea.
Paint a different picture.
Paint a different picture.
Yeah.
And we all know here that if you take Hollywood away, all of your problems go away pretty much. If you take the programming and the media and Hollywood, we'll just call it Hollywood. If you take that away, you can fix anything. It is the shows and the wars mixed together that have really been in beyond nuclear spiritual weapons to our civilization that are difficult to put into words if you're a fool.
So now let me ask you this: when there was this, when there was this separation,
Thank you.
Did Hollywood exist in America? When there was a separation at that church across the street.
No, you're not only talking about pre-code, Eric. You're talking about pre-Hollywood.
I'm talking about pre-Hollywood.
Well, let me ask you one question, Eric. What was Harry Potter's wand made out of?
I don't know. What was it?
I don't know, but they make wands out of holly.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like holly is a witch, a sacred wood to the witches, and that sort of cult behavior.
Spell-making bullshit.
Yeah. Remember the witch stuff is crazy. Anyway, continue.
So
I was thinking about insane things.
All this separation stuff, the faith in the man to do the business, fought the wars. There was no women that were fighting.
Homer Simpson.
That's true.
Homer Simpsons were fighting the wars.
Dope.
Yeah.
I wish I'd never been able to do that even close.
Eat my shorts!
Yeah, but you're right. You mean the idiots?
Yeah, the fools. No, you mean the cannon fodder, the expendables, the ones who go off to war and die.
Yes.
For well, you could say nothing.
Virtually.
Well, you be wrong.
You'd go to war to fight for everything to get worse.
Well, I'll tell you, if those, what's that kind of have the millipus involved in everything in the world strings, if our grandfathers and et cetera farther back had their little Plantier, you know that intelligence company, Plantier. Have you ever heard about that? Don't you remember Sauron's crystal ball, Nick? It was called the Plantier.
Oh. Guess who we're ringing up? Let's find out.
It's called the Plantier. I'm curious what this is.
Yo, is this Green Beans?
This is Terry Greenbeans here. How's it going?
Man, it's been a long, long time. I'm so happy to hear your voice.
Miss you so much, man. It's been a lifetime.
It might be 2 decades, it feels like. It's insane.
It might be close to 20 years, he said.
20 years, man.
Unbelievable, man. I'm so happy to hear your voice. I don't know if you have any opinions on weighing in on men being able to get away on vacations, just the men. And is it more than just forgetting about life, or is there collaboration? Is there business involved? Is there something more than just forgetting about your family and trying to get away? Let's take, for instance, a golf trip, because you might do that, right?
Oh, I've been on many a golf trip, many.
So what's your thoughts on this? Is it just getting cocked and forgetting, or no, even worse than that? Is it just forgetting about everything you have back home and maybe even just cheating on your bitch?
No, the back nine is a bad example though for guys. No, but it's never involves women. It's only just guys.
But my point
yeah,
is, in other words, it doesn't. I'm not saying that's the point. Like, in other words, that's what they think. But what do you think?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely about getting away for sure, and that. I mean, that's any trip. It's the same, but you got to get away from your family.
It's just you get into a box no matter where you are or who you are. Yeah, you get into a box no matter what you're doing.
True, but yeah, no, and it's not necessarily cheating, but you might have to go to the casino or the strip club or the bar, some places where some of the women in your life might not necessarily want you going. That's what the guy trip's for. Just guys' business.
Exactly.
Guys only. So.
Yeah, there are definitely different styles of guys trips, but none of them ever meet the expectations of what people think they're going to be.
Exactly.
Totally.
In other words, do you ever feel the need that you got to get away with just the guys?
Oh yeah.
I just wonder why.
Once a year. Once a year.
No, but I'm curious why.
Well, because it's the only place you can really be yourself. A lot of women, they don't like guys having fun. They They don't like seeing it for some reason.
There's a certain, you could call it a gene within them, or you could call it the results of media programming, but there is an element of a dissatisfaction when it comes to men strictly having fun with nothing that is of any value to others. But if you're men who aren't normal guys, like all of us in this room and you, Terry, we're not normal men. We're not normal guys. So we are generative creatures. And, women generate babies. Definitely. Men can't generate babies. But women don't generally generate the ideas that we revolve around to make money with when we're around each other. That's not usually the women's place. Now, look, my wife helps me with a lot of things, a lot of clothing, and a lot of stuff. But when it comes to the being around guys, and the room doesn't have any female pheromones in it, you have a different quality of thinking.
Let me just say this, T. So, I guess in general, and this isn't my wife, she's very good. That's why I picked her.
Yes!
But
That's so nice.
Let me say this. In general, a woman doesn't like her husband having fun without her.
I was just gonna say that.
That's nice. That's sweet.
Which is sweet enough, right?
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about children.
Now let's say this
But
though.
at the same time, they want to make sure that they have fun.
I was
without
just
you.
gonna say, so T, you don't have a big fucking problem with your girl going out and enjoying herself. Matter of fact, you want her to.
Yes.
It'd be nice for her to get a break. It's kind of cool.
Totally.
Can you get
100%.
it? Can you get it in return? Genuinely.
No.
Generally speaking, it's culturally it's denied.
Correct.
That's because of our culture that we're in, if you want to call it a culture. And I would argue that it's not a culture, if only for that reason alone.
There you go. It's cultureless because of this fucking
Yeah,
reason.
We're absolutely a cultureless non-civilization.
This will give you an idea. Eric and I went to work 14 hours a day in Virginia for 3 months. I guess that was a 3-month-long vacation.
How
is
was
they
your
took it.
How was your vacation?
It was, I don't know, I'm ready to have another shoulder surgery now and everything else, but I guess I had a real fun time.
You must have been golfing every day
So
to
you
wreck
actually
your shoulder.
you actually took damage like you were fucking doing a video game, Nick. And you actually, generally speaking, men are treated like it was a vacation.
Nick was telling me all he wants to do at night when he has an hour from 8 to
Is
9
die.
before his die, or he wants to play a video game, but he said, I can't do it because I work too much. But that was vacation.
That was the truth. I edited instead.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and I know that's the truth. So there's such a drastic gulf between how women look at things, or how they're programmed to look at things, and how men look at things, and of course how men are programmed to look at things also.
Yep. And I'll say this to you because I haven't talked to you in a while. I just want to see how the hell you doing.
Good. I'm doing great.
How about that any casino
Yeah,
stories,
what's up,
man?
man?
Me and my brother had a little bit of a freaking 10-hour session over 2 days, which was pretty nice over Christmas. So he hit a royal flush for 1,000.
Nice.
I ended up about even, hit a nice 600.
Nice.
That's pretty
On
damn
a
good.
little
Even's
flop,
always
Hitting a
good.
royal flush. That's fun.
Yeah, even's great. So that's
Even
good,
is
that's
a
good.
win. It is absolutely.
Even
Totally.
is definitely a win, especially if you can get like a little bit of a tank on.
If you've been doing it for years, even is a win that no one else could understand.
Yep.
Totally. And that's all you're fighting for. So yeah, it's fun. And then me and Nick are going out in a couple weeks.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait to
Casino
hear
at
the
the
stories,
Sea,
man.
So it's going to get insane. So it'll be a blast. But life is good.
We absolutely. I would love to hear that. I really miss you, but we cannot let you go without first asking or getting in touch with. Just because you know all the conspiracies that you and I have been laughing at for years and years and years and years. I've been on all these platforms, and look, I've never spearheaded platforms other than defending women going extinct. But I don't. It's not my job to run conspiracies. But now what you see it now is all the big influencers from years back who would always tiptoe, let's say about Israel or about MK Ultra or about other things. All of a sudden, people with already huge established. And I'm not criticizing anybody because I criticize myself too at doing it.
They're carrying a torch.
Yeah, they're carrying a torch. They pick up a torch, and all the people with already big platforms that have withstood any cancellation, that people that really carried the torch, they're picking up that exact same torch, wrestling it from the corpse of a canceled account, and they run with it like they were the first ones to ever think of it, and they should just get fucked up the fucking ass.
So what do you think about that, T? Because you have been in the heart. You know, anything Charles says, you know about.
Yeah, you want to talk conspiracies, Ben? Well, first, get fucked up your ass in and out with a fucking cock jizzing in your fucking ass, and then you can talk about it.
So if C-Money was teetering on something back in the day because you fear cancellation,
Their death.
the big wigs can come in and they can grab that torch. What do you think about that? It's happening.
It makes me mad.
What do you think about that? It's happening a lot lately.
It's insane, yeah. Stolen valor, and there's people,
Yeah,
there's
stolen valor.
That's what
Stolen
I would call
valor
it.
from the fucking meme war.
From the meme war, exactly. And people have been there. I mean, people have been in the trenches for years, and
Sacrificing
have
everything.
totally. So yeah, no, I think it's pretty insane. I think there's these people that come out of nowhere and are kind of, or like Charles's brother, who he doesn't really talk about, Ian. Then he came out of kind of nowhere. I don't want to talk shit about him, but yeah, no, some of these big people.
It's family after all.
Saying the things on YouTube,
Yeah, on
it's some of the
YouTube
best.
with
It's some of the
impunity.
best. Impunity.
Even you got black women that they're carrying the torch for huge accounts, even for Charlie Kirk. And I've never been a fan of anybody. I like Pat Buchanan. He's still a Jesuit though. Whatever. He's still. I mean, he was effective, but you could always be more effective. He was only effective enough to become a legend and not effective enough to win the war, which I'm not criticizing him. He stayed alive.
No, well, how are you going to win the war?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to stick my neck out and win the war. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens to you.
Yeah, so in other words, that guy fought every battle he could to the extent he
Pat
could.
Buchanan is the best. He's the. There are more. There's Enoch Powell. Well, no. Who am I thinking of? David Irving. There's a lot of Holocaust stuff. I don't want to sully this conversation with Holocaust stuff. But there are real people that made a huge difference in alternate thinking. I'll just put it that way.
But they got their balls stomped.
They got their balls stomped, I'll tell you. But anyway, I'll just say it that. And look, you could say the same about me. I don't know. I'm not a huge influencer. And it's not like what do they have to talk about frickin' prison rape all the time for me to respect what they're saying? I'm not holier than anybody else. I'm not trying to play it like that. But I know that they are holier in that they're part of an establishment and they can do things and they're smart enough and also have license enough to do things in a timed way in order to ride the wave while everyone else gets dug into the grave. But hey, that's the way new media is working without the regular TV news cycle. This is how it is.
Yeah, this is the new news cycle.
This is the new news cycle, and I'm like, I see it, and I'm just me. Behold the new news cycle with conspiracies and normalization, and I'm like, I'm just witnessing it, bearing witness to it. I'm like,
It's a lot of shit going down. Dude, I miss you, T.
It's the best. I know. I have to get out
give me
there soon.
something. Oh, but with conspiracy, it's hardcore. Anything off the top of your mind by chance?
Yeah, I got one. I've been
Yes.
loving lately. Like it's kind of like the old Gilgamesh one. I'm sure you heard about this.
Sure.
When then we go to Iraq right away. I guess there was some
Iraq
in
War. They found the
Venezuela,
tomb.
an undiscovered tribe or undiscovered ruins there.
How much of the continent is unexplored?
Exactly. So yeah,
So it's something like that.
Undiscovered tribe, new ruins, and then all of a sudden, it's a narco-terrorist state, and we have to go to war with them.
Okay.
Surprise. You just kind of find a reason. So I think that we're kind of covering up some hidden history in Venezuela.
So all the rulers, like in Venezuela, they're all part of the same club. They're just keeping the seats warm in power while the shadow things work behind the scenes.
So it's the age-old thing of let's start a war to cover history.
Yep. So in other words, it's biblical warfare.
Yep. Bingo.
The only
As
reason
always,
for war.
As always.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah.
You said it, Terry.
Be surprised. It's been biblical the whole time.
Have you guys looked into the forest fires that have been started in like Argentina over the
Yeah.
last like 10 years?
Yeah, a little Middle Eastern
Why?
country.
Yeah.
A little democracy in the Middle East might be responsible for those.
It's
I saw that too.
Yeah, same
Just
country.
bulldozing of history.
Same country is responsible for starting a forest fire like on their protected forests once a year, every year for the last like 10 years.
So
rid of it.
What are they growing? Maize?
Where in Argentina? Fern Gully?
They're
It actually
fucking the
sounded
elves.
something like that. I forgot what the hell it's
You
called.
think any of those guys fucked any of the elves in those cartoons?
Who knows? I'm sure.
Like, let's say, for example, Tinkerbell. You think anyone fucked her?
You mean like a pointy-eared chick with a badass?
Yeah, well, I mean, Tinkerbell is Tinkerbell and Pocahontas were some. Well, I'm speaking as a child right now because Disney taught me anything about sex when I was prepubescent.
You mean you had like a blanket over your lap while
Yeah.
you were watching?
Yeah, I had a fucking like a smoke signal.
You were doing Indian talk.
Yeah, Tiger Lily was always a sexual creature, and also Tinkerbell was always a highly sexually charged creature, oozing with Tinkerbell. And now, look, I'm not trying to sound weird right now. I'm just saying this is the program that we enjoyed.
Sure.
Tinkerbell and Tiger Lily. Now, Tiger Lily is a hard case because she's not exactly sexualized. So me saying this is actually insane.
But either way,
I'm talking about Disney MK Ultra program.
You're talking about Disney charging women with hyper femininity.
Sexy, okay, hyper femininity, or let's just keep it to Tinkerbell if we would.
Yeah, magical pussy.
Yeah, Tinkerbell has magic pussy and old, even though she's not old, but she is old. And she's, I mean, I'm sure she gets to normal proportions at some point so she can receive dick.
Are you saying she grows to the size that she can be taken?
Yeah, yeah, she gets to the size so she can take dick. And then you add in like the friction, the heat, the proximity, and the repetition, the exhaustion, and all different kinds of spiritual connection too, of course.
If nothing else, what else is magic than that?
Yeah, you have. Well, when you have that, you have an orgasming miracle, magical creature.
You have an orgasming miracle. And that's how it rolls.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have another sip of Coca-Cola. Man, dude, that is absolutely crazy.
So that's good. We got you a little bit of take on that, but I just want to know how things are, Terry, because I do miss you so much.
Oh, sorry
man.
to keep you on, Terry. I didn't mean to drag you into that.
No, you're good. I needed to be dragged into it. Actually.
Okay, good. You remember being a kid being sexualized?
I am
by
looking
TV.
forward to hearing stories from your vacation.
Totally. Yeah, no, I can't wait. Yeah, it's the best. No, life is good, man. You know, it's freaking moving onward and upward. So
That's
I'm in Minnesota
so
on the ground
beautiful.
these days.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You made a little bit of a move. How's Minnesota?
It's nice. It's nice. We're trying to get we're trying to get some of the fraud out here. So
Isn't there sort of a black cloud that's been politically happening over there?
You didn't open
Totally.
any, what do you have, like 20, 30 kids at your daycare?
Yeah, I'm watching. You can't hear them in the background right now. They're outside at recess.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the birthright and the magnitude of like the ripple effect of that sort of robbing of economic opportunity, which leads to children and bigger families, more cohesive families, and more generally homogeneity. I guess you could throw that in. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But if you could only imagine the scope of life that was lost because of that.
You're talking longevity.
Yeah, longevity and just gene pools, like people, like birthrights being stolen, going to foreigners, the native population saying like, oh, I'm too ground into dust, I don't even make enough money to have 5 children like I should. Like it's warfare to such a level. It's okay. I'll say it. I can't be the first one or the only one. It's abortion level casualties.
Yeah. Yeah. So in other words, it will grind you into extinction.
Well, not to mention most of the money that's going in, a huge portion of it's just funneled to terrorist organizations overseas.
Oh, that's
So
nice. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's great.
No,
that's nice. That's what our grandfathers fought the war for, and World War I, whatever
It's not
happened.
a bad place to allocate the money.
Dude. Anyway, I don't mean to drag us down to that, but it's crazy that you're in Minnesota at these times, and we feel the stones, the soil, the dirt cries out for justice.
Yeah, but you know what happened?
Exactly.
Is Terry Greenbeans just got there, which is all I can ask for.
And now that's as much justice as we're gonna get.
It's like you sank those beautiful feet in that soil, and it's purified.
Yeah, and you fucking shake those dice, and I'll tell you, the luck of Minnesota's gonna change.
Yeah, man. Put your luck spin on this thing.
Blow on those dice,
Fuck yeah.
homie.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Always blowing dice home with my homies. Fuck yeah. That's so good.
It is awesome to hear from you. I can't wait to
Hell
hear
yes,
stories. I hope to God we see you soon.
Yes.
Meaning me
Yep.
and Charlie, because I
Yes.
know Nick will,
Yeah,
he'll
I'll
be
be seeing
great.
Nick's
you
gonna be
next
sucking
Saturday.
you off.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get any.
I'm not gonna get shit.
It's gonna be like the drain meme.
Exactly. So anyway, dude, it's awesome to hear from you, and let's meet up.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Let's
fuck.
fuck.
Yeah. Soon. Let's fuck.
All right, sweet.
All right,
got
man.
to.
I'll see you
Totally.
next week.
Enjoy, pal.
See you, man.
I'll talk to you guys. Yep, good talking to you. See ya.
Yeah.
Terry out.
The best.
Thanks.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's so real. So many years, dude. even on the Twitch days, he's been around for so many years. It's
Son of a bitch has his shit wrapped around everything he should. It's good.
It's nice to know.
What do we got cooking? Let's bring up some stuff to talk about. Meaning, like, Nick's going to get something on this damn screen.
We got to some pretty good stuff, Eric. We tackled some good stuff. We really hit it big, man. I'm happy. I'm happy about how we tackled
nice
this stuff.
division of, how shit rolls.
And the division is... no, I don't mean to drag... I'm not trying to drag us back on it.
Good. Let's
but I'm
recap.
saying the division between men and women, you could say it's an Eden thing, Adam, Eve. You could say it's biblical. You could say it's a serpent thing. You could say it's a retardation. You could say it's a fungus. You could say anything you want. You could say it's the spirit of Lilith. I don't know, because even back in the day, remember, I don't know if you recall, but Adam was always having trouble with women.
There was always a woman, there was a snake.
Always a fucking problem.
There's a snake that slithered around. It's weird.
And he was fucking, like a
snake?
He was fucking night monsters. He was fucking nasty women.
Really?
Yeah, he was fucking Lilith.
The night monger?
The night monster. And she monged for the night, though.
She monged for the snake.
Yeah, she was taking snake. I'm sure she was making him scream. But what I mean is, there came a point. Now, I guess this could be Gnostic stuff and not gospel to the Old Testament and such. So I'm not trying to be a priest here.
How could anybody name their daughter Lilith after this?
I mean, Lilith. It's a fine name, but people don't understand that. It doesn't. I don't know if people have to understand, but it's just rooted in, I guess, Jewish demonology or maybe pre-Jewish. I don't know, but the problem.
Yeah, but no one calls their kids Satan or Lucifer.
No.
So
to me, it's almost on that scale. Then, wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Lilith? No, I think no one has a night monster or Jewish mysticism or even Adamic mythology in mind when naming any of their children that. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but no, people don't have a grasp of maybe the power of names, but I wouldn't want to sit here and say that the power of Lilith or Night Monster is imbued in the daughters that are named that.
But either way, biblically,
well, she had a problem. They had a problem fucking. There's always a sexual war going on between men and women.
Who had the problem?
They both had a problem. Well,
Adam and Eve?
No, she had the problem. Honestly.
Or are we saying Lilith?
Lilith. No, Eve. I'm not sure what problem she had, but Lilith had a problem. Because you think sexual problems in the modern age are just modern problems, but they're actually Adamic problems. They're actually biblical problems.
He didn't have any rhino pills?
No, he actually didn't need that. He wasn't poisoned and fucking warred upon like we are now. He didn't need that. All his stuff worked fine. No, but it's that
It's written in the Bible. It all worked fine.
Everything's working fine.
Well, I mean, the potency of gods is something that is incomprehensible to a man or a woman, because with gods, I don't know how far down the lineage, but their potency was they could ejaculate on a rock and make children. And Eric, and I'm telling you, there are. I remember. Look, I read my Ovid. I read my Hesiod. I've read. I'm not exactly well read, but I'm a little bit studied in the classics. A little bit. I remember cases
enough to know that there's powerful load.
Oh yeah, there's potency that is beyond your imagination. I mean, Zeus, I guess a fallen angel or Lucifer. I don't know what you want to call Zeus. I don't know. But there are many cases, there's bestiality and such, even on rocks. Well, I mean, if you want to get into Mithras, I don't exactly want to get into that right now. I'm not exactly prepared, and I never want to be. But there are times where Zeus pissed. He urinated on somebody, and they got pregnant. I didn't mean to drag it out like that.
It's just amazing. Like, where the hell is this written? What the fuck?
What? Well, Eric, how... Well, I want to ask you this.
This is the shit you're reading in college?
Yeah, yes.
Zeus takes a shit on a rock.
I'll never forget it. There was a sorority girl in my Roman myth and comedy and tragedy. There was a little bit of some overlap. It was a Roman class. I took 6 classes with the same professor who I love and I had such a good time with. Classics, literature, and Latin, which I'm just stupid and an idiot. I'm not a classicist. It's not like I can translate for.
You didn't benefit from it enough.
I'm just too smashed and too stupid for languages. But I really wish I could read Greek in order to read the Bible and such. Anyway, I'll never forget the time we were going through the Metamorphoses by Ovid, which is a collection of stories and within mythology that are a collection of folklore with the gods, the Olympians, which defeated the Titans like Medusa and Atlas, who we'd spoken about in the past.
Yep.
That and Kronos and Rhea and all of these monsters, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But this class, I'll never forget the time we were going through Metamorphoses, which were very, like, they're just so. I pine. I'll keep it short. I pine for a refresh of my plays.
You wish you were afforded the time to go through this again. I can understand that.
I can make time, but the plays, the Euripides, the Aeschylus, the Sophocles, the Greek comedies, the old comedy, the new comedy, the Aristophanes, the Plautus, and the Romans with the Menander and such. There's a lot of stuff that I could do well with refreshing myself with, and in this case, there's more collections and stories and theogonies or cosmologies, which with the Hesiod and the Ovid and the Apuleius. There's a bunch of different things I could go into, but this was just a collection of random stories, and there's many that are like Procne, Philomena, and someone else or whatever. Like there's.
I'm totally losing.
I'll bring you back, Charles. You're talking about a chick.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I'm sorry to go off into
more
space right there.
No, it's okay. More or less like. So there's a story of him pissing on a rock.
Yeah, and extreme potency in classical literature is a very fine thing and a very common thing.
What about the sorority chick?
The sorority chick. Oh yeah. In this class we were going through Ovid, and there was one. I don't know the translation of it, but there was a golden shower in the literature, and I was like. What the fuck? And
And when she stand up and she's like, that's an everyday thing for me.
Yeah, I've never been a piss guy.
No, me either.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand it one bit, but
I don't understand it one bit.
But clearly they did back then.
This is an old thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And the sorority girl raised her hand, and she's like, she asked what a golden shower was. And I'm sitting there, and it's not the best to know what all these things are.
I guess all in all, I'm glad she didn't know. It's not a bad thing for.
I actually don't believe it. The sorority chick, like maybe she wasn't a sorority chick.
You're right.
What? The guys weren't pissing on her all the time. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, or was she just trying to be a fucking
dog
retard?
Pig? You stupid pig.
Was she just?
Fuck you.
Was she trying to be funny?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think let's just say she had a sort of an innocent curiosity that was endearing.
Yeah.
But he just kind of side cocked it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I don't know how to explain that. But there was straight up a child produced from that.
From that.
I guess I got to leave it at that because I have such a love for the classic stuff. Oh God, I love it.
Yeah, it is interesting, and I never obviously delved into any of it, but it is really.
It's not hard to get. There's a few videos or whatever. Like it's. But anyway,
let me just say the most broad thing because I'm so out of the loop. What's the time period where all of these classics come from?
Okay, now
take out of like the 1,000-year Christ thing.
Yeah, whatever the hell.
Whatever.
Okay, I think the ancient stuff, like the theogony and the birth, or the Greek interpretation of the birth of words, or let's say Homer and Hesiod.
And Homer's like, this is the original.
Yeah, Homer was.
I don't know what Homer is.
750 BCE.
Hesiod is before Homer.
Okay.
Now the stuff before the historical time and the stuff that's written about, I think is like, what is it, like 3,500 BC, 2,000 BC? Now look, I am.
They had Hesiod being the same as Homer.
750 BC. Okay,
Close.
750. But like the gods and stuff, the stuff they wrote about was maybe 3,500.
I can understand that. So
you know what I'm saying?
And for all you know, all this literature passed on,
like Noah.
Yep.
Like 3,500 BC, Hesiod, Zeus, and all that.
Yeah, Zeus
3,500.
1450 BC.
Could be something around there, but
Yep.
like that's like the window of whatever gods ruled, 4,035, or 14, something like that. More than 1,000 years.
It's so crazy when you think about, let's say that. All right, so Homer's writing about something that's maybe 1,500, 2,000 years old. That would be like us writing books about Christ's birth 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
It is interesting, right?
Sure.
And I guess in this case, since there's nothing before it, maybe they didn't have the capabilities of writing. I doubt that.
Writing was never invented. Writing was passed on by the torch of Prometheus.
Right. So in other words, literature is probably destroyed, but they're still writing about things that were 1,500 years prior. Anyway, it's just interesting anyway, because I don't know what the hell.
And the plays, the Euripides and the Aeschylus and the Sophocles, roughly, in whatever 80, 100-year period, was 450 BC. Just to have a little bit more context, allegedly.
Yep.
And the Aristophanes and the Plautus and the Menander and those guys, it's like somewhere around that window. I just don't remember the times.
Yep.
But everything, I'm just going to say this, all of the tropes in modern television, even Honeymooners, the Flintstones, Sergeant Bilko, Phil Silver's show.
It's all derived.
Everything is derived from Greek comedy, Roman comedy,
Shakespeare, even
Shakespeare, but even not even Shakespeare.
Way before that, but I understand.
Way before Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Chaucer, even, but that's even that's before Shakespeare, but way after all this shit by 1,300, whatever I don't know what the fuck it is. But all of those tropes, even the Homer Simpson kind of deal, or the nagging hen-pecking wife, or the pimp that runs the brothel. Doesn't really translate to modern times, but there's a lot of good ones. If you felt like it, we could watch a trailer for something funny happened on the way to the Forum. That is a retelling of Pseudolus by, I believe, Menander, I believe.
Maduro.
Yeah, there's really good shit, but those things are so wonderful, Eric, and most of everything was lost, but the stuff that remains is very, very interesting.
I'll end it with this, but I wonder if there's only so many tropes from so many stories, and if there was something destroyed,
nothing new under the sun.
Do we have any other thing that is instilled in us, like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like every story derives from that. If there was things that were lost, that's a different
Imagine what's
context.
lost.
Who knows the way of our world? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so many stories to tell because this is all we know. I don't know.
No, I believe the only things that we know are the things that were not destroyed, because a lot of wisdom that's been hidden from us was destroyed in the things that were.
There we go.
But I love that stuff so much, Eric.
It is fun.
It's so much fun.
It is fun. This is like, all right, so this is like New Age. This is obviously awesome.
Yeah, this is really nice.
This is a new trope.
Yeah, this is a new trope here. This is modern.
It's a modern trope from a gentleman.
Yeah, this is gentleman caller. He's doing a little bit of a robot. He's doing his jive right here.
It's kind of odd.
He's got basketball shoes on. I think this is really nice. But yeah, this is a new kind of thing, and
he should be probably behind a piano with that type of outfit. But But this is a different way of going about it.
Yeah, it's a different way of upgrading our culture and civilization. That move right there was a little bit out of a drag show.
No, what was that? That was a knee blowout.
Yeah, that was the busted ACLs. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know who signed up for this, but I mean, you got to give them credit for getting out there.
I just love people throwing out these things like everyone's jaw's gonna drop.
Let's see, if he was jerking off everywhere, I think people's jaws would drop.
Maybe, but it's just like you throw on a pair of Nikes in some orchestral environment and do the jig.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely doing the dance, got the cummerbund and everything. But yeah, it's,
somewhat embarrassing.
I don't know, what the hell, like, I always wonder, Eric, to myself, this guy, who's gonna sign up to do this? And I always wonder, when it comes to whether the video games or the Disney the animations or the movies, when there's many memes with examples of many folklore things, many Disney things where things are race swapped out.
Yep.
To where, let's say, a redhead it turns into a black girl or whatever, or an Asian, whatever the hell it is. But many such cases, I often wonder to myself, whether in voiceover or just all these realms, who actually says, okay, I'll do it. Now, okay, like Eric, it'd be like me. Okay, Charles, we want you to play George Floyd. We want you to play Malcolm X. We want you to play Barack Obama. We want you to play Martin Luther. We want you to play that. And I'm like, count me in.
Yeah, count me in.
Count me in.
Both feet in.
Imagine that.
It is a weird.
Imagine, and I'm like, bro, I don't think this question's ever been asked before, Eric. No one's ever asked this question. That's the first thing I wondered. I'm like, how the hell did they sign off on this? Like, now of course they have no choice. They're playing a role. They're
Sure,
shoe-in
it's all
to
part
these
of
things.
a script.
It's a sort of a rhetorical question, but I wonder, like, who does that?
But I agree, the process is beyond weird.
Isn't it?
How does it happen?
How do they fuck after doing that?
It doesn't make, it makes zero sense.
Can you imagine, Eric? Here, I don't want to
you
leave
can
with
rip
that.
it.
That's your
Anyway,
baby.
this was fun.
Wasn't this a good one,
It's a
Eric?
blast.
We really got into some good stuff. I'm so happy. I'll
Yeah.
hold it
Everybody
for
go
you.
on vacation.
Yeah, go on vacation.
Hit a vacation, you deserve it.
Oh, we'll talk about Hawaii next time.
Yeah, we will.
Hey, another good one, The Foundry.
See you guys in Oahu.